Hello guys, welcome back. I'd like to say it was my allergies, but Goddess of the Day is actually Voodoo Low of the Day is Zealy Freda. And she unlocked some stuff today, so we had a good girly cry together. If you ever want to sit and watch sad chick flicks and cry, Freda is your girl. She will sit there and she will cry with you. She doesn't cry for the reason people say she does. She doesn't cry because no matter what you give her isn't good enough. That's one horrible, nasty thing people say about her that isn't true. She cries because she knows that all the material things in the world don't replace having love in your life. They really don't. They don't replace having love in your life and being happy. And if you're like me and you suffer from anxiety and depression, you know exactly where she's coming from. You could win the lottery tomorrow, move to a house in the Bahamas and everything, and have infinite money for the rest of your life and say live for 400 years. You would still be sad if you were all alone. Oh, you might say at first, oh, I don't need anyone. I would be happy. I would be rich and I would have my. You would get sad after a while, no matter how fun the food, no matter how luxurious the surroundings, you would get lonely after a while. I'm very blessed to have the spirits in my life now, the gods and goddesses, or I would be out of my mind. But she is the goddess, or Wudon Lo, I'm sorry, of beauty, love. She's really good at working on your relationships, but the first relationship she's going to make you work on, as all love goddesses do, is with yourself. Do you love yourself? Are you really loving yourself, or are you saying, feel good mantras and pinning feel good pins on Pinterest, but deep down inside you hate yourself and you think your body's ugly and if only you could afford a facelift, and why aren't you 6 inches taller, and why aren't I size 0? She is going to get all of that out of you, and it can hurt. It can hurt a lot, and she will cry right along with you. That is not all she does. She can be happy and flirty and bouncy, kind of like Vesta, but she can also have a good cry with you because it makes her. She can cry like Freda can. Yeah, Freda can cry like Danto can. I'm sorry, Freda can cry like Danto can, where, if Danto starts to cry, it's time to start packing up. She does not like seeing women objectified. There's a difference between a woman feeling beautiful and a woman even wanting to show off and treating a woman like an object. Do you hear me? This goes for all genders, by the way. She doesn't like to see anybody objectified and treated as a pretty little ornament. That just pisses her off. Think, if Marilyn Monroe was a Voodoo Loa. So that genius IQ and that cute girly laugh and being able to act coquettish, but there's still that brain power there. There's still that intelligence there. She's going to act different from house to house, and she's going to be served differently from house to house. But a lot of people spread mean-spirited, malicious gossip about her, and the favorite thing they spread, and this is not true, is that she's never satisfied. She's running around chasing every male she sees, which is also not true. She's kind of, look at it this way, she's a goddess of love, and we're pagans, we understand goddess or lower or spirit of love. If she is with everybody, she's giving every bit of herself to everyone she's with. She's not the town tramp, okay? There's a difference. She's not trying to fulfill some need. It needs to go to therapy. She's literally the embodiment of love, including romantic love. Of course, she's going to have many partners. That's part of her holy divine duty. Where was I going before we got sidetracked? But the other thing is, the other misinformation about her is, and I don't know where this got started other than people are trying to make money off of her, is that she hates women. And if you're a woman and you're ever sad, that's Freda attacking you. No, that's being a woman. We get sad at everything. Depending on where we are in our cycle, we will cry over Super Bowl commercials, okay? We're women. We're emotional creatures, and you don't understand. And stop yelling at me. We're women. We can do it. I will be in the middle of playing one of those VR games, and it's just so beautiful, and I start to cry. That is not Freda coming after me. That is hormones. That is being the place in your cycle where everything makes you cry, and you don't know why. Women are a little bundle of hormones. Guys actually cycle on a daily basis. We cycle on a monthly basis, and I don't think it ever ends. I don't think it ever does. And she can actually help you through that. She's very good in my experience, so a lot of people aren't going to agree with this with working with women and working through womanly issues. It's not something that I think she's going to be known for too much, but there are people that will say, ask her about absolutely anything. The worst you can do is she will advise you to go to someone else. And I actually I was telling you guys I was getting a little frustrated with God of the Day because now everybody I've ever met is kind of lining up at my door and going, I love you, I want. And luckily, I do have a good relationship with Frida. We do not work often. I'm not going to lie and tell you guys we work all the time, but I do think of her a lot, and I have like a lot of really angel stuff that I associate with her. And her angel is up here for Aphrodite. It was originally the Frida angel, and they really don't care. The ladies will pass stuff back and forth. It's just don't decide to, you do you. And if you have different responses, that's fine. But don't decide, well, one love goddess is enough for me. I'm not going to work with any of the other ones. They might love you, but they're still women. And the women are like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, she's very much, she can be a girly girl. She can be sad. She does cry a lot in possession because she wants everyone to be loved, and many people will say she will take on the sorrows of the world. You know how we have all those deities that come down and like take on our sins or take on the bad stuff or shield us with their bodies? Well, she will take on all the sorrow of the world and try to keep it from people. Now, like many love goddesses, she is going to love luxury. She is going to love pretty things, but you don't have to have them. The hottest commodity ever in this house ever were handmade beads that I made out of newspaper and glue. And I thought these were the ugliest things I'd ever made and seen in all creation, but I'd seen them somewhere, I don't even know where, and you take it and you roll it around a toothpick or a pencil or something, you glue it, and yeah. And then you paint it and everything. Those were the hottest commodity in this house. And since Frida is the Loa of love, everyone got them. Everyone. Including the men that were very mystified and looking at them like, thank you? Beads? Yay? And she's very loving. And my parents were alive at the time, so my mom got them. I think my dad got some. And it's just like, it's a Frida thing. If she's working with you, you will go into overdrive. It's very much the Frida nature in all of us that we will spend like 5 times what we should spend on holiday spending for someone, or we will spend a lot more money on everyone else than on ourselves. It's just the Frida in all of us. She also does like luxury and self-care. That's very important to her. It does not have to be rich. If it's just being able to draw a bath of plain bath water and that's your luxury, that's fine, but you have to do this. You have to take care of yourself. It's important for you to take care of yourself, or she said sometimes to carry a dagger, so she is the one. She's pretty, she's beautiful, she's flirty, she dresses like a Southern belle, she's every bit the beauty queen, but there's also kind of those cat claws that will come out, and Mama Cat will just grab you by the scruff and take you and dump you in that tub, and you sit there and you luxuriate and you like it. She's usually sweet. You really have to push her. We did have trouble in our relationship from time to time because a lot of people will say nasty things about her, but they're not true. You can associate her with anything pretty and girly, so like angels, butterflies, hearts. It doesn't matter to her, especially if we're outside houses, if it's exactly right. If you can get her something pretty, she will like it. Of course, if she doesn't, you won't know. It'll just go bloop off the altar. I've never had much finances in all the time I've worked with her, so she's fine with dollar store items or used items or stuff you've had for 20 years. She can be a little particular sometimes, but usually not too much, especially if you got it out of love and you get a sense that she will enjoy it. She's usually going to be pretty good. So, don't worry about it. You don't have to go out and buy her, Tiffany's or something, obviously. Overall, she is really good to work with. And depending on, which particular religion you're going with, She's going to have different spouses. One's going to be one of the Ugons. Some people will say it's Damballa. Some people will say it's Legba. But she's usually traditionally going to have at least 3 spouses. It changes from house to house to house. And, overall, she is really, really sweet to work with. I had her and Ushan having a contest today over who gets the video first. And I was like, yeah, because I thought it was Azili, and then I thought it was Ushan, and then I was just confused. And I was ready to have a good cry, and it felt like Danto was coming in. And Danto's like, what's going on? And I'm telling her. And then, of course, I'm like, this can't be going on. This has to be in my imagination. But no, everybody's showing up all at once. I think Shingo was laughing at me, so that was great. This is why you don't practice Santeria before you move on to Wudon. And there was nothing wrong with Santeria. I was just being, I couldn't find anybody that worked Santeria at the time. And the Wudon people were like, absolutely not. You can't do both. You got to pick a lane, man. Well, the Santeria spirits do not care if you picked a lane. They're coming back over to see you anyhow. So I have encampments in my house right now. Send help and cookies and love because, Freda is here. She would like all of those things. She is a delight to work with. She's very protective. She's that protective force that protect women, children. She will protect all genders, but especially those who are disempowered. If you have worked with Oshun, think of like how she's known for protecting the poor and protecting the disadvantaged. The same thing here. So you can be the poorest of the poor and work with these ladies. Yes, they're beautiful. Yes, they love luxury. Yes, they love being pretty. But it doesn't mean that they're like, the mean girls in high school that are going to make fun of you. They're going to be very loving and supportive. And, they will be the ones of like lifting women, lift other women up. Queens adjust each other's crowns. All that great stuff on Pinterest. They are the ones that will be putting it into your Pinterest feed about reminding you that, real women, lift each other up and don't tear each other down. I told you that experience I had at the store where my anxiety was getting better of me, and I heard a voice say, plain as day, don't ever apologize for the space you take up on this earth. So it was one of my ladies. It could have been Yamiya. It could have been, and I apologize for my pronunciations. Unfortunately, I had a lot of book learning and nobody to work Santeria or anything at the time, so I know I say everything wrong. But, it could be a lot of them, but it could have been Freda, because that would be very much a Freda thing to say, though it could have been a Danto thing to say. We will have Danto if she wants me to. She can be very fretful for her children. She can be very overly protective. She can think you're at death's door because you sneezed once. And she has to set you down and watch over you. And no, you're not allowed to work anymore. So if I feel like she's calling me, and she wants attention too, she'll definitely get a video, but I didn't want to lump the girls together. It didn't seem fair. I tried to treat them as equally as possible. So, I hope you guys liked that. I know it wasn't the longest one, but, she's one of those girly girls that, mainly we honestly just hang out together. She has an altar, but it's like, she doesn't really care. She would rather just hang out and do girly girl stuff. She loved going to the VR theme park. And she loves doing like girly girl stuff, but if you want to do other stuff with her too, that's fine. You can definitely do serious work with her. We just have more casual relationship. So, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.